Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Chosen but Free, a balanced view of God's sovereignty and free will, by Norman L. Geisler, narrated by Tait. Chapter 1. Ideas Do Have Consequences. In his excellent book, Ideas Have Consequences, Richard Weaver demonstrates what philosophers and psychologists have known for centuries. Ideas do have consequences, and the mind does matter. Weaver puts his central points this way. One may be accused here of oversimplifying the historical process, but I take the view that conscious policies of men and governments are not mere rationalizations of what has been brought about by unaccountable forces. They are rather deductions from our most basic ideas of human destiny, and they have a great, though not unobstructed, power to determine our course. Why do ideas matter? Because the thoughts we entertain, especially those we seriously entertain, tend to influence our choices. Belief leads to behavior. Ideas lead to actions. History is replete with examples, both good and bad. It is a psychological fact that every idea entertained by the mind tends to express itself in an action. We see this in little children who learn by imitation. Even adults have models and heroes after whom they pattern their lives. If ideas matter, and if big ideas matter a lot, then it matters whether our ideas are good or bad. In fact, if ideas have consequences, then good ideas will have good consequences. History, psychology, philosophy, and theology likewise testify to the truth of this premise. Bad ideas will have bad consequences. Jesus said hate leads to murder, and lust to adultery. Matthew chapter 5, verses 22 and 28. Pornography leads to perversion. Hardcore porn even leads to violent crime. One tragic example of bad ideas leading to bad consequences is found in Adolf Hitler, who believed in social evolution. Hitler applied the Darwinian survival of the fittest to the human race and concluded the following. If nature does not wish that weaker individuals should mate with stronger, she wishes even less that a superior race should intermingle with an inferior one, because in such a case, all her efforts throughout hundreds of thousands of years to establish an evolutionary higher stage of being may thus be rendered futile. This idea's consequence? The Holocaust, in which millions of people were killed. If ideas have consequences, then good ideas will have good consequences. The Red Cross, hospitals, schools, representative government, and aid for the poor and oppressed are all examples of good ideas that led to good actions. Little wonder that the Apostle Paul wrote, "Brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things." Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, English Standard Version. Why ideas about God matter. A.W. Tozer made this observation in the first line of The Idea of the Holy. What you think of God is the most important thing about you. Once more, the reason is simple. If ideas have consequences, then big ideas will have big consequences, and the idea of God is the biggest idea we will ever have. Anselm said, "God is that than which nothing greater can be conceived." This means our theology, our ideas of God, will have the greatest consequences in our lives. Theological or doctrinal ideas
Sample complete. Ready to continue?